Hi, my name is Coffee Brown, and this channel is Coffee Spills the Tea. Today is June 25th, 2025, and we're going to talk today about the dangers of AI out there and why you need to stop using ChatGPT and move on to something else. I'm also going to talk to you about why you should not be using the Musk AI called Groq because it is, I think, as dangerous as ChatGPT. I've got a lot that I need to kind of work through with you. And I have a second screen here that's going to kind of like help me to keep my thoughts straight so that you can immediately stop using these. And you know what? The great thing is there are alternatives out there. And I have one alternative that I think is going to be really good because uh, some of the problems with ChatGPT is that the servers are located here in the United States. And so if you're feeling like your data or your privacy can be invaded, which it can, if you choose this other AI that I have chosen, it will give you the opportunity to work with an AI LLM or however you want to call it that's in a different country. And so the probability of someone getting a hold of your data will be like minuscule because they will be better at maintaining our data privacy. So before I go any further, again, please like this video, subscribe to my channel so that you can get more information, and also hit the notification bell so that as I upload my videos, you will be able to get the notification that I have uploaded a new video to the channel. All right, so I'm going to be pausing every now and again because I need to kind of go back and forth. It's a lot of information. And again, I didn't want to just go off the side of my mouth and just kind of like have word vomit. I need to make sure that we're clear on this. This channel is all about keeping people informed. Black people, Black women, we are trying to have peace of mind. We are trying to do it all for our families, for ourselves. It's really hard to help others when we are stressed ourselves. I know a lot of people are using this channel for the knowledge. That is fine. But, if I start talking, hey, ladies, that's who I'm referring to. But again, as always, everyone is welcome. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to make note of is that ChatGPT had a lawsuit that was initiated against it because we all know that like back in 2023, suddenly ChatGPT just kind of roared out on the scene. And ChatGPT was pretty much just taking all of the data which was the internet and using those data sets to train it. And this is OpenAI, and it just was crazy fast. It was really good. They have been doing a lot to improve its speed, its reasoning. It does a lot more now than it did in 2023. The problem is that there are a lot of publishers and newspaper publishers that sued ChatGPT and said, hey, the models that you were using, the AI models that you were using, was trained from our news articles. Our news articles are copyrighted, and you don't have the right to take our news articles to train your data. And now everybody's using your AI, your LLM, and you're even getting paid for it, and we're getting nothing out of it. Okay, so ChatGPT was like, well, we don't keep people's information. We don't keep their data. We don't keep their conversations. We don't keep the interactions between whatever, like if Koffee's doing some kind of search on ChatGPT, we don't keep that. So we don't, I mean, there's no way to prove any of this. And so a judge said, well, you know what? We don't care if you say delete the data. Like you can delete the data. Like you tell your people, the people who are using your platform, you can delete your data. We want you to keep a copy of everyone's information, everything they put into ChatGPT on your servers indefinitely, until we can figure this all out. And ChatGPT is like, we don't want to do that because we've been telling people you can delete your data. And the judge was like, I don't care. So, it says this order applies to most consumer ChatGPT products. The free, so if you've been doing this for free, they're going to now preserve your output logs, the responses, those conversations. So if you're using free, if you're using plus, if you're using pro, team, if you're an API user, if everyone except ChatGPT Enterprise, EDU, or API users that have an explicit data retention agreement, they are paying for that. So all the people who are really paying like $200 a month or more, like those are the people where they'll say, okay, we're not going to keep your data. But all the other people, the people paying $20 a month, the people who are using it for free, like they will not be able to say with confidence that their data is secure anymore, or that there's going to be an issue with in the future, say if somebody wants to come in and snatch up your data for some lawsuit or something. So it makes this an issue. All your conversations are now being kept indefinitely. It can be reviewed in legal proceedings. You might think that data's been erased, and they're going to be like, ha, ha, ha. No, it's all safe. So even if you go into your ChatGPT now and you're like, ooh, and you delete everything is now being kept. So it's kind of like there's nothing you can do about it. And so this is a problem. Now, there's another problem that I find to be problematic, and there's a company called Palantir. Palantir is a data collection company that our administration in the White House has chosen to go through all of the federal agencies to collect our data. Now, they are using OpenAI as well. They use it to they use ChatGPT to do things like analyze the reports, to summarize reports, to generate reports from data sets. They are using it for direct access, or the government is using it for direct access to their models that they built so that they could specifically go in and just kind of like Pac-Man, and they're crunching our data. They are using it for natural language support. So you ever call over to, like, say, the Social Security Administration, and they're saying this call can be recorded. Well, natural language processing means that they can take that information and process even the conversations. They can use it, or they can use it for decision support, for secure mission critical AI, for DoD, for intelligence, etc. Okay, so they were saying that the Palantir's platforms are being deployed in at least 4 major federal agencies, including the IRS, including Department of Homeland Security, Social Security Administration, Department of Health and Human Services. Okay, and now keep in mind that, like, I read a report, and I can't remember exactly where, but the Health and Human Services is saying that they want to now collect all of our data, like from wearable technologies. So if you're taking your smart watches and you're syncing to some kind of smart device, and this stuff is going into the cloud, and maybe there's a way to access that data that could be compromised as well. It says here that the new platform, this new platform that they're developing, which is powered by Palantir's AI and analytics capability, is designed to flag fraud, identify policy inefficiencies, and support public safety and law enforcement operations. It can analyze behaviors, patterns, automate investigations, and potentially identify risky individuals or activities. Okay, now they're saying that this is happening at the agency level, and they're not giving a lot of public disclosure about what data sets they're using and how they're matching this data. There is and I'm just kind of reading off of what I put together. There can be surveillance and abuse risks. And this is being talked about right now. There's a unprecedented consolidation of data that can make it easier for the administration to surveil or punish individuals. And of course, we already know that due process is like non-existent. So that could be a problem. There's no oversight in all of this going on. There's privacy laws that could be in violation here. So there's problems with that. Now, when it comes to things like having an indefinite data retention from this lawsuit from OpenAI, and a loss of our right to have our data deleted, and any kind of legal exposure that could come up in the process of discovery, and a potential for mass surveillance of populations of people, that could be a problem. Okay, so there could be a lot of unprecedented surveillance. Like, I keep seeing this over and over again. And there could be a combined privacy threats. Combined. Okay, so this is concerning. So that is one thing, and that's OpenAI and ChatGPT. Then there's a whole separate thing that I'm going to just kind of throw out now, and I'm not going to talk about this Groq, which is the Twitter, the XAI, or whatever you want to call it. But so Elon Musk, we already know he had a team called Doge, and Doge was accused of bypassing standard protocols to feed government data into Groq AI, which is the AI for Twitter, like for Elon Musk, raising concerns about illegal data extraction, surveillance risks, and conflicts of interest. So they had unauthorized database access. They were accessing highly restricted databases containing like the American public's personal information, including tax records, immigration status, health data. And they were saying the whole time, it's all about fraud, waste, and abuse, which they still to this day haven't produced any receipts over. They were basically connecting the servers of not of the Groq AI. I'm just going to call it Twitter or Twitter AI or whatever. They were taking the Musk servers and they were connecting them directly to the government servers. Okay, and so when you connect, it's kind of like if I make a phone call to another person, there's going to be a connection that is established. It's called an API call. So they were making API calls. Musk was making API calls to the servers, and they were establishing this connection. And once they were establishing the connections, then they were going into the government servers, and they were using this allegedly, perhaps, most likely, to ingest real-time data streams with all of our classified sensitive information, allegedly. Okay, so it says here, agencies like DHS require specialized clearance for data access, but DOJ allegedly pressured staff to use Groq without completing mandated policy reviews or compliance checks, which create vulnerabilities where data can be exfiltrated for model training. Now, here's the thing, and this is what kind of concerns me, because a lot of people are like, oh, Grok, the Twitter AI, it's so crazy good. Suddenly it just got to be really good. Yeah, because my thought is perhaps what they were doing, the more data AI has to train on, the better it gets. And when the government has been collecting data on us for years, and there's zettabytes and exabytes of data out there on everybody, and they're able to use that data to train an AI, it is going to be crazy good because it's taken like actual real data and it's being used to train and fine-tune the AI's responses. So that means it's embedding confidential patterns into its knowledge base. And so it says, and my thought is that the servers may still be connected. I don't know if they are or not. But it says here, even without direct server access, Grok's analysis of government reports could generate training data sets from user queries, metadata, and output logs. So it's basically taking, like, anytime you're connecting to the government, anytime you're doing anything with the government, like us, like the population, whether it be we make a call or we go online or we fill out information and send it in or whatever, it's all being kept. And they are using it to train their AI to be better. Okay, so they were saying, well, by processing consolidated data from these agencies, Grok can identify suspicious behavior patterns in citizens, like financial anomalies or travel history. Now, I've also heard that Palantir has been working with certain airlines, American Airlines, I don't know specifically if it's quote unquote American Airlines, but American-based airlines, our domestic airlines, to pull data on people who are traveling. And so all of this is also going into Palantir. But let's go back to Grok. But so it's able to look at like a lot of behavior and things that's being, that we are doing. And they're able to cross-reference different types of data sets like student loans, your immigration status, taxes, and that could produce, says, de facto surveillance profiles on all American citizens without having a warrant. Okay. So they says there's a conflict of interest, there's privacy issues, there's security breaches here. There's also a lack of oversight. Now, this is all allegedly. I have to put that out there just to be safe on the safe side and just be legal. Because you just don't know these days. It says, but in essence, DOJ can compromise servers by exploiting administrative privileges, weak oversight, and political pressure to funnel sensitive information and data into Grok, enabling covert surveillance while violating privacy laws. This risks normalizing corporate-controlled mass data harvesting under the guise of efficiency. So I just gave you two different AI models that I'm talking about. One is OpenAI and ChatGPT. The other one is the XAI with Twitter and Grok and Elon Musk. Both of those, I think, are ones that are no-nos that you should not use ever again. Don't worry about deleting your data and all that. because they already have it. You can deactivate your accounts, and that could be helpful, but I would not even worry about. I mean, they've got your data. Like, what are they going to, everything that you've ever done, they've got. If you take pictures of yourself and upload that, they've got it. If you have been putting your resumes in there to like have them tailor it, they've got it. If you've been putting together emails and you're using that, they've got it. If you've been like putting together workflows for like to connect like your like to have it create a blog and then have that blog like come up in LinkedIn and then have that LinkedIn connect to your Instagram and blah, blah, they've got it. So what can you do? Stop. Don't feed the troll, right? Just get rid of it. So I'm going to just kind of get rid of that right now. And here's what I'd like to do. Let's look at different things that you can replace ChatGPT with. Because, we all know that we like working with AI. It does make us more efficient. It does make us better. So let's go in and I'm going to go ahead and put this together. No, that is the wrong one. So let me pause for a moment. Yeah, so I was doing my little grocery shopping adventure today. So you just saw that, a little bit of that. No big deal. All right, so let me start with this one first. I'm going to start with Perplexity. So if you are looking for a replacement, I like Perplexity. That's my number one choice. It is if you're looking to do research or fact checking, or if you want to get any kind of information that is up to date, you can go with Perplexity because it can go out and search the web. You can also take images, you can drop it in and ask it to look at that image and like create like an analysis of that image, things like that. I like Perplexity. I use it. It's really fast. I actually do pay for it. It's $20 a month if you want to pay for it. Otherwise, it's free. Like all of these are free. And then you can also pay extra if you want to get like additional features or functionalities. But I like Perplexity the best. And so I would recommend this one first. Right now, they're not being told like, hey, we want by the government retain data or anything like that. So you should be able to do it. I'm not going to use voice mode because here's what I always say: biometrics, which are things like thumbprints or handprints, ear prints, any kind of footprints, voice recognition. To me, that's all biometrics. And every time you're using your biometrics, it's like giving up a piece of your personal way of identifying you. And at a certain point, it's going to be hard to uniquely identify a person if you've given up every single piece of biological information and made it readily available for it to be replicated. There is a company, an AI company called 11 Labs out there that can clone your voice, and they only need like 2 seconds of you talking. I think even less than that now. And from that, they can create entire conversations. And there have been a lot of frauds that are going on where people get a phone call and someone saying, "Hi, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm in Dominican Republic and I'm being kidnapped. And they told me that if you don't pay my ransom, they're going to cut off my fingers one at a time." Right. And you're thinking you're talking to your daughter. And so I do not want you to use voice at all if you can help it. Don't use it. Okay. So I love 11 Labs and I think they're great. However, do not use anything where you're talking into these AIs or your LLM. If like, my mom is paralyzed from the neck down, so she can only talk. She doesn't have a choice. But if you have a choice, don't use it. But Perplexity is the first thing I'm going to recommend. Um, Now, let's go to the next one. Google Gemini. I'm a little suspicious about Google Gemini because it's Google, right? But Google, they trained on every data set, and everybody. If any company is out there, if anybody is out there and they have some kind of website, it all went through Google. And so Google is able to use everything to train its AI. And it has come up with a fantastic AI assistant. Fantastic. And this is real recent because the Google Bard that they had before was just awful. Now they have come in very competitive with Google with their Gemini assistant. So it's gemini.google.com. I will put all of these into the description. And they are good for research, productivity, and Google integration. So if you're working with Google Sheets or you're working with Google Docs or anything like that, this is your AI assistant. And so if you're a Google user, go on ahead. You can actually pay, right? You can pay. Look, like you can pay. Look, anytime it says upgrade, you're gonna pay, and it's probably gonna be like $20 a month because it seems like everybody's asking for $20 a month for regular people. So okay, let's go with that. Let's go to Claude. Now, this is actually Anthropic, and people are going nuts for Anthropic because if you are somebody who is like a coder, if you're a programmer and you clickety clack for a living, this is supposed to be really crazy good at helping you with your code, better than all of the other ones that are out there. So it is great for academics. If you're doing structured research, that's what your Claude is good for. But you can use it for just about anything, and it's supposed to be really, really good. It works with topic and citation management with, and it has a large context window. You can put a whole lot into this window here, this context window here, right? So, this one that I'm typing in right now, that's your context window. So each of these like AI models have like a certain amount of content that you can stuff into this context window that I'm typing in right now. And Claude has like one of the biggest ones that are out there. Okay. Now, the other one that I want to put in, and I think this one's going to be great if you're just somebody who's very paranoid and you're just like, I just really don't want to deal with American servers. That's cool. You can go to Mistral. Now, Mistral is a French company. It's a French company. And they work with the multilingual. So you don't have to like keep it in one language. And it works with doing your usual like typing in and just doing research, things like that. But if you're working with multilingual content, it's really good for that. If you're working for working on search engine optimization, it's good for that. And if you're a builder, if you're working with as a programmer, a developer, then Mistral is going to be good for you as well. So if you're just like, look, is there a way for me to just not work with servers in the United States? Then I say go with that. Go with that. Now, there's this other one here called Poe.com. Now look here. It says you can create a bot by giving an instruction, create an image by defining. Now you can create things with Poe.com, but here's what I just do. I just use it for like, let me go ahead here. Where's my thing? Explore. Where am I doing it in a prompt? I can use it in here and I can take a prompt and I can create an image generation bot, for example. I can throw an image in and then I can I can work on creating some prompts from this. Um, it's an aggregator. It can help you to create a way for you to have images that you can work with for your AI. And let's just say for now, skip it. If you're looking to create things and you just want to kind of work on the down low and you don't want to have to worry about working with ChatGPT. So let's just put it that way. If you're a creator, if you're not a creator, don't worry about this. If you're not looking to create videos, if you're not looking to work to create images, uh, to have some kind of bot for a server that you can manage, don't worry about this one. But if you are interested in doing to create these bots for yourself, please go into Poe and use Poe. Now, the Grok one is the one that have worked with from time to time. It's not the strongest. It's not the strongest AI editor or AI model out there, but it actually is not so bad. It allows you to kind of work with different AI models. So look, here's something I can put in is like um give me a good chocolate chip cookie recipe. Okay. Okay. Well, it's telling me to log in with email. So hold on 1 second. Let me log in. And then once I logged in, then we come back to here. So, okay. So I signed in. So I signed in and I typed in, give me chocolate chip cookie recipe. And what it's going to do, it's going to reason and it's going to say, okay, this is what I need to do. And then it's going to say, here's a classic chocolate chip cookie recipe that's sure to satisfy your craving. And it gives you like all of the directions and everything. So the thing that I like about it is that it's like really, really fast. And so if you're just like saying, hey, I just want to do some quick checking, let me see how recent you can go to on the internet. Let's just see. What is or let me put in something really recent. Like, how is the ceasefire deal holding with Iran and Israel? Um, as of June 25th, 2025. So we're going to test and see how much it can go, like how quickly it can go, or how recent is the information. Okay, so it says ceasefires announced on 24th. It brought some calm, but there's concerns about the long-term stability. So this is just, do you see how fast that is? If you're just somebody that wants to just do quick codes, you just want to throw in some quick codes and see how it's working out for you. Or if you want to do some quick research and see how it's working out for you, as you can see here, it's just pulling stuff up. It's not even giving me any kind of like citation. Oh, it looks like here there are some citations here underneath, but yeah, okay. So it is giving some citations. But if you just want something quick, 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 then you can use Grok. Now, it's not the Elon Musk Grok, which is Grok. That's the one that is used by XAI. This is Grok, Groq, which actually came out before Grok, which is kind of weird. And for a while, the people at Grok, Groq, kept sending letters up to Elon Musk saying, please stop using our name. Apparently it didn't work. They both get to keep their names. Okay. So those are going to be the alternatives. I'm going to suggest that you go ahead and you start um working with an alternative of some kind of alternative. I would not work with ChatGPT if I can help it. I would not work with Grok, Grok, sorry, Grok, if at all possible. Try to avoid them. those two at all costs. And just to be on the safe side in the future, once you're done with working on whatever you're working on for the other ones, just delete the conversations anyway, so that any conversations that, like, say if at some point those companies are brought in and some judge orders them to keep your data, that means they have to, from that point onwards, keep all your data, everything that's there, whatever. So that means that if you're deleting stuff as like you are finishing it, they're not gonna be able to collect anything or keep anything or maintain anything. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope it wasn't a bag of crazy, but I just wanted to put this all together for you so that you had something to work with. I know it came out of the blue, but like I had been hearing some things a few days ago. Then I did a little bit of research last night. I said, look, I don't want to wait on this anymore. I'm just going to throw as much together to provide to you as quickly as possible. And so hence it was no time to write a script or anything. I just want to get the information out there, get people to stop using ChatGPT, get people to stop using Grok, Grok, and then you will be okay. Okay, so my name is Koffee. This channel is Koffee Spills the Tea. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel to get more information about self-care and taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you are able to take care of the people around you better. Okay. I will probably see you all this weekend when I put together my next video. And until then, y'all have a great day and share this video, because really we need to stop using ChatGPT and Grok, Grok. All right. Bye.